I don't know that anybody's ever prepared for something like this. Certainly the nation has never had an experience like this before.
By that Friday night, I was on the phone frantically with my daughters saying, you know, you need to pack up everything, go to my house, what to get my pictures. Everything else was left.
I had no idea that in a moment's time, your whole life could be wiped out.
I remember just feeling total disgust and just thinking that how on earth all of this is going to get cleaned up and fixed up.
When I look out the window of the house, it was amazing, and it looked like pickup sticks with things just tossed around willy-nilly.
Immediately after I arrived, about 2 or 3 days after the hurricane itself, I remember just thinking this is going to have to take some sort of concerted effort.
There was a great need for more volunteers after the Katrina disaster because so many displaced families and children were coming towards Mobile, you know, getting away from New Orleans and the Mississippi area.
When I got the call from the mayor's office, he called because he knew I was involved with the retiree partnership. We have this large group of volunteers that are ready, willing, and able to help.
And at first we started off with a small team of about 25 volunteers.
Got in our car and went down there, and by George, they did need volunteers.
It quickly grew to over 50, quickly grew to over 100. And soon, on some days, we're getting between 100 to 150 volunteers a day.
And you can't sit here and know that there's a shelter and know that there's people that need help and not do something. I mean, there was no question about whether we'd help or not.
There was a real sense of community and helping each other there. People came out of the woodwork and they offered whatever they could. Some people were painting, some were doing carpentry, others were hanging drywall. Some were just picking up litter out in the schoolyard and moving away brush so the kids would have a place to play.
All of us knew that if we were going to get some semblance of order back into our community, we had to get the kids back into school.
When something like this happens, the way people pull together and help one another and love one another and go absolutely overboard to be sure that the next person is cared for, I think there's more good in this country than we know.
And they did what I think they just normally always do, which is look for the need and then go see how they can help, and that's what they did. Volunteers like Chris and Sandy who have that experience of a lifetime. But when a tragedy or when there is a catastrophe, they are able to step up.
As a result of Hurricane Katrina, we acquired initially 6 students from New Orleans, Louisiana, Mississippi, and some other surrounding areas. And to have Ms. Turk here as one of our key leaders on our team, she helped us to secure some of the clothing for the children and whatever resources were needed.
I get a lot out of it. The first thing is a sense of being needed.
She is needed. She knows that we love her and that we care and that she is an asset to this organization.
I can think of her like another grandma.
I can imagine that this gives these children a sense of ease because they are around other surroundings other than what they came from. And probably this takes their mind away from that, and just to be with someone that's nurturing them and being a part of their lives and helping them with their homework and watching them laugh and play and giving them a sense of security. I'm quite sure that makes them feel a sense of warmth rather than just being isolated, and that's what we try to do.
I got a lot of love to give, and I've always heard that it's not any good unless you give it away. So what better group of people to give it to than children?
Our volunteers range anywhere from 55 to actually 92 years old.
So it's very easy to volunteer. for just about anything you want to do. You get to do things that you never did before. You get to learn. I've learned how to build a house. I've learned how to do construction, which I never would have learned before.
One of the gifts from RSVP is the fact that you can there's a volunteer opportunity for you anywhere.
Some volunteers don't know anything else but love and compassion, and that's such a wonderful gift that they can pass along.
You have a camaraderie there that you don't have in any other walk of life, including your job or anything else, because you're all doing this.
I'm inspired by the efforts of our volunteers every day, every single day.
The strength of the American spirit is absolutely amazing, and it's something I'll carry with me forever now. So it's not just to individually touch the people that have the problem, but to keep these agencies viable, so that when the next thing happens, and we know that there's bound to be a next thing, all of that is in place to help whoever may need it, and it may be you.